Hi there. In this video, we'll be covering how to find the right publisher for your book. The path to publication is a frustrating one, but staying patient can help you accomplish your biggest goals. By the end of this video, you will learn 4 things that are going to make the process of finding a publisher for your book easier. And stay tuned until the end of the video for an opportunity I really think you're going to enjoy. Let's dive in. First things first. If you are interested in finding a publisher for your book, get patient, stay patient. It's going to take a lot of patience for you to push through all of the obstacles and the doubts and the rejections that you're going to face along this journey. It's the most frustrating and maddening process because at every turn, people are going to tell you what's wrong with your book, the thing that they don't really quite like about it, and it could be something that has nothing to do with you. I wrote a book about a famous baseball player named Ken Caminiti, and it was traditionally published. And a lot of the tips and insights for this video are going to come from that book. But it was interesting. I remember when I first started reaching out to agents and was trying to find representation for the book, and I had people tell me, I love the topic, I love the writing, but Ken isn't alive to do book signings because he had passed away, which was the dumbest thing. It has nothing to do with the book. And that's the thing about this process. Your path forward to publication often has nothing to do with the book itself. People are looking at your platform. They're looking at the opportunity to sell the book, to sell many copies of the book. There are things that are going to pop up that you can't even envision people having an objection about. So stay patient. If you believe and keep believing in your book, eventually you're going to find the right person to say yes. But you're going to face a lot of rejections, a sea of rejections, a sea of, what about this? Maybe you want to change this. You need to be steadfast and hold firm to your book because otherwise people are going to rip it apart and force you in a different direction, and then you're going to be writing a book that you didn't even want to write in the first place. The next thing that you really need to publish a book traditionally is a book proposal. A book proposal is a 20 to 50 page document that outlines the entire scope of the book. Your platform is actually the most important section. Publishers are going to be interested in knowing how you can promote the book yourself. The people that you are connected with in your network, the influencers who can promote it, people who may promote the book with a blurb, people who may give a forward for you to put in the book, names that you can attach it to. There's all these little things that book publishers and agents are interested in, but a book proposal is going to capture all of those things. It's going to focus on competitive and comparable titles, your audience, the scope of the book, and sample chapters. And it's a really interesting process to go through that book proposal writing and put that together and then start shopping it around. That first step after you finish the book proposal is to send it to literary agents. Literary agents are going to be the representative for your book. They are the cheerleader for your book. They are the person that's going to fight for your book and eventually help you get a book deal with a publisher. So you need to work with a literary agent typically to find somebody to play that role. And they're going to be able to help negotiate contracts and those sorts of things. So you want to find somebody you can trust and find somebody who really believes in the book. I remember when I was shopping my baseball book, and I found an agent named Joe Perry, not the Aerosmith musician, but the literary agent, rock star as well. And it was great to be able to work with him and see him be that cheerleader for the book and to believe in it the same way that I believed in it. So you want to find somebody who believes in the book, not somebody who's just going to take you on and just shop it around. You want to find an agent who really, really deeply believes in this book and who's going to help you make it better, who's going to help make the proposal better, who sees it the way that you do, because they're going to turn around and shop it to publishers. So you really need them to be your eyes and ears and your voice in those meetings. You need to find somebody who's going to believe in it and support it. And hopefully if you've done the work and you've written an awesome book, that next step, once you have the literary agent, is the literary agent then goes to publishers and negotiates and talks back and forth and finds the right fit for your project. There's so many times when a publisher could express interest, but they'll want other things too. They'll want maybe we can add this to the book, or maybe it can be about this instead. So there's this little ongoing negotiation of trying to find the right fit for the project And maybe sometimes those ideas are good ones. I'm not discounting them, but sometimes they are not good. And sometimes they take you away from the book that you're trying to write. So it's really this ongoing process. You want to find a publisher who sees the potential in the book and wants to put the force behind it to succeed. So many times I've seen publishers that take on a project, don't put any force behind the marketing, don't really go to any effort to see the book succeed, and then the book languishes. Most traditionally published books don't sell a ton of copies. Even though you think they do, they probably don't. There's a small percentage of traditionally published books that sell a boatload of copies, and then there's a lot of traditionally published books that sell maybe a couple thousand or even a couple hundred copies. It's an interesting process, but you want to find a publisher who believes in the book the way that you do, in the way that the literary agent does, and that is going to help guide it forward and really give you the best of service, the best of care, to give you a high quality product that you're proud of. As with everything, there's lines in the sand and you have all of the power to say no. If something doesn't feel right to you, if the way that the publisher is approaching the project isn't right, if the way that the agent or the publisher is approaching this project isn't right, you have the opportunity to say no. You have the opportunity to find other people, obviously if you haven't signed contracts. But it's really important for you to spend the time to listen to your gut. Listen to your gut instinct. Does this seem like a good option? A lot of times with publishers too, you could have one publisher that's interested, maybe the other one's interested, and you can play one off of the other to start a bidding war to see who wants the book. Bidding wars are nice. It means more money in your pocket for an author. They don't always happen, but when they do, it's encouraging. It's great to be able to find the right landing place. And the other reality too is that some of the biggest publishers, maybe if you're not a top tier author in terms of marketability, even if you get a really good publisher behind the book, you could wind up not getting the attention and visibility because you don't have all these other elements in place. So you want to find an agent and a publisher that's going to support the book. It's going to help you along, but you have the power. You have the power to walk away. You have the power to say no. You have the power to pursue other options. But keep believing in your book. I know it's a maddening process, but as long as you can stay steadfast and be vigilant, you're going to see good things happen. If you want to learn more about the proposal and the traditional publishing process, you definitely need to check out a course that I developed. It's called Good Book Proposal. Just go to goodbookproposal.com. You can click the link below. In that course, I outline the entire process of writing a book proposal, some of the best places to find agents, and just the mentality that you need to put yourself in the best position to get a traditional publishing deal. Remember, a good book can change your life. I'm Dan Good. Thanks for watching.